Now I'm in Los Angeles.
Live stream is on.
And I'll be moving up the West Coast slowly over the next 2 weeks. A week in San Francisco, and some other stuff.
Be careful. Sadly, I heard that Kai's wife had COVID-19 positive. Kai's wife is pregnant, and you should take care. And you too. It's so dangerous, this new one.
Yeah, I had it once, so I don't know if that helps, but.
Yeah.
Well, Monique, I think this is your show now, right?
Okay. At the beginning of the meeting, I would like to pass to my colleagues and about themselves, a short description about themselves and the purpose of this meeting, and a very, very short update if they have. I'll pass it to Mohammed.
Sorry, what should I say?
A short description of what you did, a short update, and the purpose of being in this meeting.
Yeah, I did some medium tasks, issues, or bug fixes like aggregating delegate conversations and changing withdrawal and more complete limits logic, and some other bugs that Amin raised or was in the board from before, and I'm here to know how far we are from our goal to sprint in the next week, and what we can do to meet our goals. And I'll pass it to Rami.
Hi everyone. I was in the last week. I changed the menu bar to new ant design, and also the amount slider. I changed it to ant design and some bug fixing. And in the next week to the end of the sprint, I'm ready to every work that Monique is in charge. Yes. I will pass it to Ashley, or Ash. Ashley, sorry.
Yeah. I guess as far as updates, for Giveth Trace, I've just been doing testing the issues that are in GitHub, but I haven't put a whole lot of time into Giveth 1 stuff, just the few hours of testing that I was able to do. And everything that I tested seemed to be working, so that's a good sign. And I'll pass it to Lauren.
Hi. Yeah, so I just was looking through the board as well and checked out some issues. Ashley was really on it with testing. So the testing right now, the testing column has not really much stuff in it. And yeah, my intentions for the college is to sync up with everybody and see what could be useful for this week. And I'll pass it to Griff.
Yeah, similar. I think I made an issue or two, got some feedback from people, and always playing games on the DApp. But things have been getting smoother and smoother, so that's always really nice. And intentions for the call, just to go through the board, see what we want to prioritize this week. And even though Lauren says the testing issues are smaller, I just don't know how that could be possible because there's so much going on develop. I don't know how we're going to test all of it and make sure that we don't break everything when we move this to mainnet, to the beta release, because wow, holy crap, develop is it's a new app, it's a facelift. So yeah, and with that, who do we pass it to? Is that everyone? Monet?
Me.
Me. Oh yeah, You probably have some dates.
Yeah, yeah. The last week I paid part of my time in changing some the conversations menu, the modals about when you do approve a milestone or reject something like that. You put some conversation. It's using the new component. It's supports video uploading. I had sessions with developers. I tried to find a talent for front-end developer. Yeah, I did some testing, coordinating stuff, and yeah, and I'm here. My intention here is to discuss two important issues. One of them is about edit milestone that is using old components and doesn't support video uploading, for instance. Whether it's important or not right now. And another one is about generating reports about how much, doing some accounting on how much gas you have spent for every user. It's very important to discuss because it has some aspect to be discussed. For instance, if you create a milestone, recipient is another one. Who is in charge? Recipient or the milestone owner. It's important to take decision about, and also yeah, I try to split the task. It's not a time task. It's needs support. It needs a great amount of implementation in the back. Not very huge, but we should do that. It's need to test that. It's yeah, you should define new entities, do some change our services. Yeah, that's it. So I would pass it to Monique again to manage the call.
Thanks, everybody. As you know, we're at the middle of our sprint number 6. I would like to share my screen with you. Here is the brief goal and the resource management of our current sprint. Our focus was on the issue with the EPIC 1888, not allowing payment less than certain amounts. It lasts 2 weeks, and we are in the middle from 5th of April to 19th of April. And we just have only 30% of our total amount of contributions to bug fixing and ops. And I would like to show you some charts here. In the here we started our sprint, and as you see, we have this. We show that we closed lots of issues during this week from 5th of April to.
Sorry, it allows you to customize the date in the front. There is something that yeah.
Yes, I filtered the dates, but it's show from the Monday, March, but it's not important. We at this point we started our sprint, and we have lots of issues closed, and we as you see, we just added some issues to our sprint backlog, and we made it some as you see, the UAT and the done was going with each other, and we just have 15 issues in our sprint backlog that we have to meet. There's just 4 issues in the code review and 37 issues in the done column. And about our burn down chart, for our current sprint, just because we didn't close all of the issues that we have, we're not close to the ideal in the midst of this sprint, but we're working on it, and we hopefully make it done at the end of the sprint. And let's take a look at an overview for our board.
And the point was that, whenever, sorry for interrupting, about the diagram is that we didn't close them. We just moved the issues to the done column, and it wasn't counted as closed on the diagram. We just understood this today and closed those issues in done column, and the chart goes down just for today.
Yeah, and for our main issue, there is just 2 issues in the sprint backlog, and all others that was labeled as gas optimization as not allowing payments less than limits was also done. The issues number 1884, 1886, and 1885, 433. All of them was related to our goal, and we did lots of bug fixing that here is in the UAT test, but I think it's gonna be more than what we expected, and we ran out of our budget. We have to reconsider our hours for this budget for the next sprint. And because we didn't take a look at the product backlog and the sprint backlog and the new issues last sync, I suggest that we take a look at these issues and shall we look at the new issues and the product backlog, or we just focus on the issues that we have in this sprint? What do you think? I mean, Griff?
Sorry, I lost my connection, but I'm here. As I said, we have 2 important issues to discuss. And after that, we should drop in a new column. It's my suggestion.
Yeah,
Okay.
I definitely like doing both, right? Discuss the issues that we want to discuss, and then make sure that we don't have any random issues that users put in.
Okay. As you know, in the Scrum, we have just 4 kind of meetings. One daily, one planning and review, that which was at the beginning and end of a sprint. At the middle of the sprint, just meeting about refinement. Refinement mostly related to groom the issues or user stories. All of the team members talk about the issues and make them more clear and put estimates on their issues. I think we're just at the middle of the sprint, and we better do the refinement instead of review or planning for the next sprint. But as you guys say, we can take a look, deeper and more precisely look at these issues here. But I don't know what you're looking at. This is our sprint backlog that we have to take these, but we didn't have it started. Shall we start one issue by another? for example, generates this is a PR, the push request. And I think Amy can tell us more about these issues in the sprint backlog.
They are not. We are not concerned about these two at least. The first one is about generating some report for token. Yes, sorry. Sorry, we are not. The first one is about generating a report for the token. Is Bowen was our customer. It's done. Just some. We have not filled some columns about what's the first usage and last usage of a user. We can do that later after this sprint. It's not an urgent test, but if we could do that, it's cool. So it has a very, very low priority. The second one is about
in progress. Yeah, shall I move it to in progress?
It's Mohammed has done most of the job. Just few things should be done. So I moved that from in progress because Mohammed was not working at the moment on it. Maybe if Mohammed is idle, he can start working on it. Okay. About button alignment, Shorik talked with me yesterday. He has done most of the job, but he needs, he has changed some buttons to Ant design, but some of those are still in the form of Bootstrap ones. They have different styles. So I asked him to move all the buttons to Ant design. It needs a little work from his side. So he works for us part-time. I hope it will be done in this week. So it's not.
So it's kind of in progress.
Yes, it's in the progress. Go up, please. About this task, I splitted that to 4 tasks at least. Maybe I will add another ones, but as I said, it's not a tiny task. We need some subtasks to be done. So I split it. If I was sorry, do you hear noise from my side?
Yes. No, the noise. No, I didn't hear.
Yeah, we hear you fine. Just on since on this, I just updated the designs and assigned it to Marco, and also I wanted to clarify when I wrote recipient, it doesn't mean like it's really about the user themselves, right? So when they are a recipient and they've received a payment, then we track how much gas that profile has had, and it probably should be displayed on the profile page, not on the milestone. So the milestone is just how much money was spent paying out that milestone. Campaign is how much money was spent on all of the milestones aggregated for the campaign. And then profile would be kind of a duplicate in some ways, but it would just be for like the user and their profile page. Although we'll have to see what Marco says about where we want to display it. We could also have it in the drop down when they click, and be like, Giveth has given you this much gas. That would be kind of fun.
Okay. So in between milestone owner and milestone recipient, the milestone recipient will be in charge, not milestone owner.
Yeah, I mean it's milestone owners don't care. We're not paying gas for them. They're just making milestones on Rinkeby. So, I mean,
that's great.
I mean, we could come up with some numbers about how much we're saving them by doing it on Rinkeby. That's for sure. But I don't. That's out of scope.
Okay. Yeah. So that's about this issue.
Is it clear for all the team members? Don't you want to talk about it a little bit more?
No, I think we just need feedback from Marco, and he's not here.
Yeah. And if the design is ready, we know the use case more better.
So I put a comment for myself to get feedback from Marco.
Marco uses to respond fast, always.
Yes, always.
The best.
And thanks, I mean, for splitting it. It was not not an epic, and we accepted to being this current sprint. But you know, in the middle of the sprint, I mean, found out it's you know, a little bit big, and it changed estimates. And I asked him to split it to you know, estimatable and you know, independent user stories, and he recently done this, and appreciate it for this. And about the next one, Amin, please.
It's not done.
It's kind of
you know,
bug.
it was
You
a,
can postpone it.
it's not a bug. It's yeah, it's a bug. We can postpone it. Yeah, we can postpone it.
Yes.
We should revise the forms and implement those with new components. Yeah. Yeah, that one is again the RAM responsibility. I asked him to put some loader before user balance is loaded. Currently, we show 0 until we fetch the user balance. Maybe that's the cause, because it happens it doesn't happen every time. Sometimes, very rarely, it happens. So I guess it's about we couldn't load user balance, and the still shows 0 amount for the user.
And the next one is also a bug, and was you know, was referred to, it was assigned to Rami.
Yeah.
And I think we can do it. Is it clear for you, Rami? Do you have any question about it?
No, it's clear.
Thank you. So it's a push request, and I wonder why this security vulnerability always exists in our sprint backlog.
It's a big task, you know. It's spread
I remember that
across all
back to the product
diagrams. Sorry?
I remember that I was put it back to the product backlog. It's not for just current sprint, but it's labeled as our current sprint.
You know, it was assigned to Mahdi Dehqani, but he has some issues on building. You know, I asked him to rebuild all our libraries regarding smart contracts with the new, the updated dependencies, because we have security vulnerabilities assigned to those security vulnerabilities in dependency of those libraries, so they should be updated. But yeah, because it needs some knowledge about a smart contract building and something like that. So
okay,
it deferred that issue.
What about this?
That issue? It's again assigned to Ramin. I introduced him.
Is it kind of bug?
No, it's about inappropriate message when it's not needed.
Okay.
In some cases, it's not needed to be shown.
And about the feathers, some issues on the backend causes feathers watch to not work.
Yeah, we couldn't solve this. You know, on the front end, we open a WebSocket to the backend, and every time the models update there, we run queries again. Sometimes that watch doesn't work. We don't know what's the reason. Mohammed investigated a little. I did, but we couldn't find the root cause. Maybe we should ignore it to update the feathers whole libraries. I assigned that task to Mahdi Dehqani. He's our part-time developer. I asked him to upgrade our feathers and its dependencies. It's a little complicated and time-consuming. Maybe that solved that issue. No, please don't assign that to him. Please don't assign it to him, because it's not really, he doesn't know about this bug. I just asked him to upgrade it. Maybe that upgrade solved the issue about WebSocket connection on Brave that happens for Giveth sometimes. And this WebSocket monitoring the backend issues that uses underlying feathers library and framework. We should keep it. We don't have a solution for it. We didn't find the root cause. Maybe after we should in future we find the solution.
So we label it in the current sprint. What should we do? Shall we make it to the blocked or make it to the more clarification column?
How about icebox? Ice column. How about that?
Iceberg.
No.
Icebox. Sorry.
Icebox. Yeah.
Iceberg. Yeah.
So
but actually, iceberg. It's an iceberg. There is a lot of issue in this.
Yes, I'm frightened if I move it to that column, it's a bit forgotten. So what do you suggest?
Product backlog, I guess. Product backlog is a better place.
It's not a standard work, but I did it. So the last issue made a milestone. I can connect to feathers.
That's this issue about the Brave WebSocket connection issue with the feathers, and that's the reason I said that we should upgrade them. Yeah.
So we don't have any estimation, any assignees except you gonna finish. It doesn't have any sprints marked. Did you?
Yeah, you shouldn't. Let's keep it because I cannot promise that we should solve it.
So I put it back to product backlog.
Yeah, maybe.
So about the issues in progress, can you just 2 items? Bar and alignment at campaign page in mobile view is not perfect.
We talked about it.
And the gas optimizers are not allow payments less than certain amounts. It's the Epic. It's the Epic that all of its issues has been done, I think. Mostly done. One in the UAT, gas now, and one in a sprints backlog that has 8. It's kind of epic in epic.
I guess we should remove it from Epic. It's not related to that. I guess accounting is different than not allowing user to withdraw or make a complaint, because that's accounting and instance and blocking. There are 2 different actions. Also, but and the gas now is set up, and I waiting for some payment to happen to see whether it works or not. So I implemented gas now on the bridge. Haven't implemented for a while. Maybe after in a few days we will find out that whether it works well or not.
Okay, about the 10 issues that we have in the UAT, 2 of them are epics. One is main epic from the last sprint that's still here. And one of them is about the payout conversation, one about email. I didn't have time. I would appreciate Lauren and Ashley help me doing UAT test during this sprint. It takes me a lot of time for me. And if you can, I will appreciate it. And 2 of them are still in the UAT test and one in product backlog.
The first one, I test the first one because it's needed to locally with the beta database dump test, and it's not a routine way. I test that.
Aggregate payout. Let me take a look.
You can test it on develop server.
You said I'll do that. So you did. I cannot do it at my PC under develop because it needs the simulation, right? So
Yeah,
do you approve we will move it down?
No. I should test it. I didn't test it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I should test. I test it.
So, what about the email overhaul? It's a very, very big epics. That's lots of the issues are still in the product, still in new issues rather than wow.
We put it in there. I believe it's on pause until we have this big upgrade, so that everyone who's working on it can focus on UAT and this big migration to the new front end.
So most of them are done, and closed. We have 2 or 3 issues in the product backlog and the UAT. I tested it today and it's not working for me. This issue is number 7034. And the others, we just keep them in the new issues. So guys, we have just 30 minutes to take a look at the new issues and the product backlog. Shall we? Griff, do you want to take a look more at the done column, or shall we move to new issues?
New issues.
No issues. Okay. What a great job I have. So there's lots of items in the product backlog that I didn't pick it up from the new issues. I would like to, Amin and who's always know the business, try to help me make it more ordered and more clear for everyone. Amin, Griff, can you help me?
Yeah, you're seeing product backlog or new issues? We're talking about product backlog.
First product backlog. Sorry.
Okay, I not have time and we missed the new issues. But I'm down to tell all of you for you because they are old issues.
Bridge ran out of money. It's a kind of very important thing that.
It's about the bridge. Bridge has some account that has some Ethereum in it to spend to do transaction on every payment. When it's run out of money, the bridge functionality is broken and it caused some issues for us, and the payments doesn't happen. And we don't know until we drop in and see that, okay, some payment has not happened. Manually see that the bridge doesn't have any gas. We should fill it, and after fill it, I should manually change the database to resend those transactions, and that's the reason we need to implement some precautions.
Okay, guys, sorry. We have a very important goal at the end of these 2 months. That is
emails about.
Amin.
I'm here. Yeah.
Yes, we have a very important goal that we have to go live at the end of these 2 months, at the end of the quarter 2. So let's survey all these items in the in this column with the purpose that are they important enough to help to help us fulfill our goals or not? I think it's very important. Am I right or not? And is it epic? Is it clear? Shall we put estimates on it? And all team members, I would like to contribute on every task that we have in this column. So this task, I think, is very important for us to be delivered and help us for meeting our goals. And as you said in our channel, in our Give Us One channel, I ask you to say what is important for next sprint and what epics we should have to meet our Q2 goals. And Amin said monitoring system to automatically restart critical services. Make backend resilient to define alternatives third-party service for IPFS and Web3. Redesign user data push APIs like message on donations. And Mohammed said we have to fix processing events, bugs, and issues. Add symbol monitoring system, unified UI page, finish email and notification stuff that we can assume it's kind of done. More and more testing, maybe test and fix bugs. So with these issues that you told, would you please tell me that this is important or not?
I think it's important.
No.
It doesn't sound like it's a sprint. It's important but not urgent.
Important but not urgent. What do you say, Amy?
Yeah, it's not about those goals. Yeah, it's important. However.
So if we don't make it done, can we go online? Can we go? Can we launch?
Yes,
and
we can. Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Shall I move it to move it back to the new issues or not?
Yeah. It's issues.
I like it where it is, highly prioritized on the product backlog. Seems like the right spot for it. It's something we need to do, for sure. I think we could launch without it, but we will want to make sure it's something that basically we need to automate eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about project? Assigning that to project 2. Is the goal the project? Is the project for goals? Sorry, what's the purpose of goal? What are the projects? Can we just keep it in the product backlog and just label it in another quarter to be implemented in another quarter, not this one?
I don't have any clue how much we can done every sprint because I'm new to the team and there was no estimation, and I cannot predict that we could meet all this stuff in these 2 months or not. So let's decide on put everything that's very critical to reach our goals to go live in these 2 months, and it's open. You can talk more about it, but I think we'd better put it back to the new issues and just focus on what we're gonna do in these 2 months on product backlog. This is my point of view, but it's not, very precise. What do you say?
I mean, we have processed these issues and we had some debate and we spent time on deciding whether we should implement this or not. So we have spent time and decided it should be implemented. I guess we should not. We should keep it keep it in our site, but just label it to implement it later, not this quarter. I mean, new issue is every random issues that's created in the new column.
In the next quarter. Let me go forward. What do you say, Griff?
I don't care how we prioritize these things. Like the board works for us, we don't work for the board. So we know this issue. However, we want to categorize it in whatever column. It's cool. I'm not picking on these things.
Do you think it's you said okay, it's necessary but not urgent. So this email
And
parent.
we make sure to give time to the new issues and leave the product backlog for later though, because we just want to make sure that there's no major bugs or something that some confusing issue that we need to discuss.
Okay. Make it easier to create a campaign.
Maybe start at the bottom.
Start at the bottom. Bridge and yeah, we like it. It's kind of so delegation didn't work or stuck.
Yeah, there's a delegation that happened. I can't. It should be there. I can't tell what's happening here. It says it's proposed, but it's been sitting in proposed delegation for 2 weeks.
It was from that?
It was from. No, I have no idea. I think it's from a Giveth DAC.
Let's see, 2022. When you did that.
But it's just something to look at.
I think it's a bug, and we have to move it to our Kanban board.
Yeah, move it to sprint backlog, and because it is blocking a payment, so it's critical.
Okay.
Sprint backlog.
And I cannot do it in the middle of the sprint if you but it's bug. No, it's okay. Let's say it's bug.
Yeah, if something's blocking money being moved, it needs to be critical and prioritized.
Okay.
Merlin deserves to be paid.
Okay, I got it. So all the team members, Muhammad, I mean, it is clear to you that you don't have any questions?
Yes. No, we don't have any questions.
Okay. Design UI menus and components which represent gas paid for each user. You wrote this.
I assigned Marco. Amin made it. I added some context and assigned it to Marco. I think it's part of the gas thing. So I think it's in the sprint. It should be in the sprint backlog. I don't think you need to make any comments. Well, yeah, sure. I already basically said that to him in this just above.
So shall we move it to the product backlog? It's important for our goals.
It's definitely either product backlog or sprint backlog.
And what about the process payment executed?
It should be in a sprint backlog. Yeah, it's part of that epic.
It's not a goal, but it's not a bug, or is it
no,
clear?
It should be a sprint backlog. It's part of the epic.
Yeah, this issue is already prioritized for this sprint, and then we just clarified these things so that we can break it up. So it's part of that gas epic, which was already agreed to be in the sprint. It's not a bug. It's just it's just something we're doing this sprint that's more clarified.
They haven't. Okay. Process. Define other collection. Model on DB or save payments consumed gas. It's always a gas problem.
Yeah, that's that epic or that epic.
Is this
it's
also
for 1921? Yeah.
Is it also sprint backlog then?
Yeah. It's a dependency of that. Yeah.
And process authorized payments
The
also
same. The same.
don't send multiple emails for every donation after payout happens. What is that, Muhammad?
You know, when you get your money, for example, 100 DAI and another 100 DAI. It's in the one transaction, but there are two donation. When the money goes to the recipient's wallet from in mainnet, we send 2 emails for every 100. But we should aggregate this and send one email with 200 amount. And it's all about it. We do it for in conversations. I mean, fix that. But in the emails, we should do that.
I think it's necessary for goals, or also I move it to product backlog. If you have any comments, please.
I think it's not necessary for a sprint. Yeah, it's okay for that.
And for going live, I think it's a kind of disrupting or some annoying thing. But what do you say, all team members, Lauren, Ashley?
What was your question? I'm sorry.
If just one donation, there is 2 emails sent to the recipients. Is it kind of annoying? But is it very important for us to go live, or it's not very important?
For the emails?
Mm-hmm.
I think that we've tested a few of them. The ones that I've tested, they seem to be working okay. But I think that there's some that haven't been tested, right?
It's let's tell a situation. Once someone delegates campaign money to a milestone, okay? For instance, it delegates from 2 donations. So your milestone receives 100 DAI from one donation and 200 DAI from another one. So there's 300. That 300 moves to your milestone, moves to your wallet. I'm talking about the email, the very email that is sent after the money really moved to your wallet in the mainnet. So when that money is moved, we send an email that the money is moved to your wallet. In that case, we send 2 emails to you. One says that we moved $100 to your wallet, and the other one said that we moved $200 to your wallet. Actually, there was only one transaction with 300 DAI in it, so it's misleading and it's not cool, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty redundant. I wouldn't. It would be confusing.
The question is it important for us to keep it in a product backlog, or we just can postpone it after we go live?
Yeah, it's a product backlog, and I'd say it's a bug, not a feature.
Mm-hmm. So I move it to the product backlog. So
I'll move it around. What's this next one?
Next one is 20. Okay. This one you moved. Gearing error while start a campaign locally. This is a kind of take things, I think. Muhammad?
I didn't see that bug again. I saw that, but it's fixed. Then again I see that, I move that to product backlog. But I think it's not an issue anymore.
Sorry, campaign bar in front of the campaign.
So we should close it?
No. Let it be new issues if it occurs again. I raised it. Me as a campaign owner or manager want to see a start campaign bar in front of the campaign list. So I don't need to look for it or scroll to top whenever I just see the campaigns and I got interested. For example, I'm a campaign owner. I'm going back and I see the campaigns and I just want to and start another one, start a campaign. And just suggestion, and the Marco said it's okay, it's a good idea. I think it's can be still in the new issues. Unsubscribe link in emails. They're just a issue when a user click on this item, click to unsubscribe, you're also automatically unsubscribe from all emails from the Giveth. It's not kind of good things, because me as a user don't want to see, for example, updates from just a special campaign or milestone. Or me as a campaign owner or deck owner don't want to see, that it's needed to be more, customized. And as a giver, I don't always want to unsubscribe from all emails and from Giveth. I just want to subscribe from certain milestones or campaigns. So I love to have a manage image button, or have an unsubscribe form milestone or campaign. I think it needs a kind of notification center management, and it leads to a feature at the end. But I don't know that this link is not very good, I think. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, as far as I know, that has been anticipated. And there are some options in the unsubscribe menu. I don't know what has happened for that case. So we should investigate. Actually, it's a bug. So because in the subscribe button is configured to redirect you to unsubscribing from some category, as far as I remember. So some category of emails, not all of them. But you are right. This one should be investigated.
So very make more clear. Oh, sorry. Sorry. And what about the unsubscribing blocking bulk update users, Mohammed?
Yeah, our web service is open, and if anyone can, if you are admin, you can see your token in the Chrome console, and call API directly, and edit all users in one request. For example, you make all users reviewer. You can do it if you are admin. So it's better to block that API to someone not misuse that.
I think it's kind of important for security. What do you think?
You should be admin to do something like this, and our admins are limited to us, so it's not important that in that way you think, but it's important, or almost.
What do you think, Amy?
It's a security issue.
I think we have to, in my opinion, you have to move it to product backlog.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Mohammed, for raising this. And about the feathers, hard. It's kind of operation.
Yeah, one day I saw that the beta is down, and I went to server, and I saw that the storage is low. So I raised an issue to think about monitoring.
I mean, do you yourself do this stuff, or you can refer it to Kai?
We can do it ourselves. We have installed various services there, and also Mohammed has installed Redis recently. So thinking about moving all the services to Azure. We are studying about Azure, finding the best solution to utilize that services. They are great, they are fast, they are reliable, and has very modern infrastructure that we should utilize to improve our
So okay,
services.
this is not development. I think. Can you do you want to take it yourself?
Yeah, we should do it ourselves because I don't think that Kai. We should do it ourselves. Yeah.
So
Kai is busy.
I suggest that you put all the things that you want in operations and kind of hard or CPU or this stuff for going live. Kind of resource planning for going live in the operation. And I have to put it in the product backlog. It's not kind of product things. It's kind of operations that have to be done. But because of the importance, I move it to the product backlog.
We keep this kind of issue as a playground for our next movement to migrate into Azure. Our backend is not so strong and reliable for serving lots of users, I guess. So we should be ready and should we try the better solutions.
So you may change it to another, make a child to another one more epic thing.
Yes, maybe in the future.
So we just ran out of my time. And no warning and error despite a successful withdrawal.
This was an issue presented to me by a user that was confused. It's a common issue that we had in the past. However, for the most part, I haven't heard so much about it, but it's like a successful withdrawal request is met with, "Oh no, what's going wrong?" And it confuses the user a lot.
I love your communication way. So, I mean, what you say?
Sorry. It's about interactivity with the user. We should work on making our front end more interactive and update immediately after user do some manipulation on the smart contract and the backend. So we should hide those buttons. Sometimes the user see the button even after he has done that before. That's the issue. We have another important issue. It's about delegate. We have lots of job to do there. For instance, if you delegate some money by your campaign, those donations should be drained. But we wait for 7 blocks to be mined before draining them. So if you immediately drop into another milestone and delegate again, you use that donations again, and that would be a mess. You double spend the same donation in the backend, but in the smart contract, it's not feasible.
So what should we do to solve this problem?
About this problem, is our technical lab. We should make our view more interactive. We should have some epic to update the front end immediately after user do some action.
I have to lead another call. I'm really sorry.
Thank you, Griff.
And Griff, I would appreciate if you leave more about these issues that you raised in the comments, or we get back to you during this sprint. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Lauren and Ashley, left us.
Ashley left, I guess. Lauren is still here. He's mute.
Yeah, I'm still here.
She's mute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we go forward or just end the meeting?
I guess we have talked about issues. We can talk about later, and we are on top of the hour.
Shall we talk
yeah,
just 15 minutes up to, or what do you say? Just 15 minutes.
I up to the. If you want to talk, we can do it.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we can go forward. Just 15 minutes. Wow. So we discussed this, but I didn't get exactly what was the problem.
Let's put it again. Let's say it again. You go to your milestone, you do some withdraw. Yeah, you withdraw your money. When you click the button, the pop-up is shown on your MetaMask. You do the transaction. Yes. Unfortunately, the front end doesn't hide the button. It's still there. You should refresh the page. So you click again and say that, oh no, because some error is thrown from a smart contract. Because a smart contract doesn't allow you to withdraw again.
So it occurs when the user put the bottom twice, huh?
Yes, exactly. And we have that issue multiple times. Sometimes user by mistake create a milestone twice by pressing the button twice. Yeah, it's general issue. It's about the quality of the front-end application.
Remember, I was mentioned that or the notifications between the backend and the front end and the network, it's not live. It's kind of request response.
WebSocket. You're right. Yeah, that's exactly the same issue.
So can I write this as a user? I want to see my live status of my transaction. So I
guess it's you are saying that indirectly. Let's say directly that the UI should be updated after I trigger the transaction, and the buttons should be hidden.
So it's kind of live status. But I can more.
It's about it's about a state of the milestone, not your transaction. It's the outcome of my TX. Yeah. And press the same button twice.
Prevent me to click the more. For example, me as a product owner, me as a campaign owner, when I approve a milestone, the button are still there. They're accepted, but the button is still there, and I just click it twice, 30, 40 times, and it's the same problem in all of our page. So I put it action here, but it's not a very good word. But do you get it? I'm alone. talked about this. Start a campaign barrier in front of the campaign list. It's mine, unsubscribing, finding solution for when backend connection to DB fails. And this is kind of issues, technical issues. Muhammad?
Yeah, it's about something that, I mean, it's if you say the epics that Amin said in the Discord that you said the epics related to our roadmap, it's one of them.
So it's very important.
It's related to our, yeah.
Well, it's kind of operations or kind of shall I put
both
operation?
devs and operations, I think. Am I right, Amin?
Yes.
So, do you guys know the exact solution for it, or you just want to, look for it?
I guess maybe there was some issue from our service provider, because as far as I know, the Mongo driver has some pool of connection, and whenever one is closed, it established the new one. So the Mahdi did research, he told me. So I don't want to pay double time. I just be type with the Mahdi Deqani and update this milestone. Maybe we shouldn't do anything. It was about our provider side, not us.
I thank you. It's important enough for us to go live, I think. So, campaign motivator, unsubscribe. Add Sentry to Feathers.
It's not a decision.
DevOps.
It's a suggestion. It's a suggestion. Just
Yeah, it's a good idea.
yeah,
I support it.
It's a good idea, but I keep it in the new issues. So, where I was at Sentry, delegate menu doesn't work. You directly go to milestone and select the anchor campaign from option list. I think it's done. If you go to milestone directly and click delegate button, we get error because selected token is undefined. But if you go to milestone from campaign, it works. Didn't you refer it to? I think it's done. Griff said it's related to 1964. It's a kind of bug, and we have to.
Oh yeah. I know that. Yeah, I got it. When you reload the milestone page directly, it's not work. The delegate doesn't work. You should go to campaign page, and from that go to milestone to delegate works. If you give the milestone link to someone and he goes to milestone, he can't delegate. I remember that.
So, what should you do right now? It's a kind of bug, huh? Or it's needs a new development.
I think it's bug, but
so I put it directly in the sprint backlog. I have no other choice.
I don't.
Show clear info message when user with address not found.
Oh yeah. When you add something in the instead of user address after /profile, it shows you that page. You think that this user is available, but it's not a user. We should return 404 400
404.
Sorry, I said in Persian.
It's okay. Is the critical thing
No, I don't think so.
For example, when a hacker wants to, get more information about all the users, can easily do.
It makes users to users may make mistakes. For example, Ramin said that what about my role and something like this. I checked that and I thought that Ramin has a user in our DB because we saw that page. But after some investigation, I found that Ramin has it's not Ramin's address is not in our DB. But if our error page was clear, we found that sooner. It's something like this.
Uh-huh. So it's not kind of bug, I think. What do you think,
Yeah.
Annie?
Sorry, I ruined the milestone of Merlin.
Is it bug or not? I think it's not bug, but it's kind of thing that we.
Yeah, I guess it should be some 404.
So
Yeah.
shall we put it in the product backlog?
Yes.
So you're saying it's critical for a go live. Mohammed, that wasn't think so. Don't think so. Don't you want to talk with each other?
Sorry?
You said that it's not very important, but Amin said you should move it to product backlog.
It's not important to going to a sprint backlog, but in the product backlog, I agree with Amin.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not urgent, but
the issue on validating conversion rates. I mean, what's that? I'm
here. It's closed.
God bless you.
It's closed.
Add Netlify badge to Giveth app readme.
not important at all.
Okay, we can move it. List of address with registered profile and change milestone. When someone changed recipient, it's good to see a list of address with the registered profiles and Giveth.
It's suggested for searching among the users when someone it's a suggestion.
It's kind of suggestion, yeah. Is it critical for go live?
Yeah, it can be in iSpikes.
I'm not very sure about the iSpikes column.
So whenever
there's lots of things there, but okay, I just moved.
They are dreams.
So guys, we ran out of the time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Everyone.
Have a good time, guys. Bye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Lauren. Goodbye.